What it do?
What's good, people?
Welcome to another episode of Flick Filter the podcast.
Flick Filter the podcast, the YouTube channel, all the that thing.
Welcome to another honest review. I am Big Diesel.
I'm the professor.
And we're going back to Westeros.
Back to Westeros.
Talking about another hot D. This time, just one episode.
Just one this time. We are on the penultimate episode of season 2. It means the second to last.
I learned something new.
Every day.
So, next week is the, while recording this, is the finale.
Yep.
So, we're going to talk about that. But anyways, what happened?
What did happen?
In Westeros. I think when we left off last episode, Rhaenera was well, she just flew off on her dragon, but we find out, because we don't know, she didn't know who claimed sea smoke, even though we kind of pretty much knew.
Yeah, we saw it.
So basically, it starts off with the confrontation of, what's his name? Adam and Rhaenera. Basically, just Rhaenera trying to figure out whose side he's on, pretty much.
It was described, I think, after the episode thing that they do every week. The creator, one of the creators, he said it was like a standoff, like a Western standoff. That's how they designed that scene.
Yeah, it felt like that.
Yeah.
It felt like that.
Ironically, though, Adam, he bit the knee pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
Which made...
Would you?
Yeah. I mean...
It's a white woman. I'm sorry.
I didn't think you were going in that direction, but...
Crazy. But, no, I'm just joking. But, for real, like, it's a queen who could literally chop my head off at any moment, for any reason. And I'm just a commoner.
Right.
So. But I guess he was just saying that basically who he was, without saying who his dad was.
Yeah.
Even though he pretty much knows. But I don't know when they're gonna talk about that. And basically that Sea Smoke claimed him. It wasn't like... So basically, it's a dragon choosing, the owner.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like...
It's rare. And I think one of the recap videos I saw, they said that it didn't happen that way. In the books at all, like, with any of them. So, spoiler, I guess, if that's a spoiler to people.
I guess.
But,
if you're currently reading the books, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's basically just Rhaenyra trying to figure out whose side he's on. If he's part of the Greens or if he's part of the Blacks, pretty much. And, of course, even when he kneels, she kind of is still kind of standoffish because it could be a trap.
Yeah.
It could be a fake out. You can't trust nobody in Westeros.
True. How would you have reacted if you were Rhaenyra? Do you think she was smart to be kind of cautious or suspicious?
Like I said, you can't trust nobody in Westeros. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because everybody betraying.
Yeah.
Even people that I feel like while watching, they can be trusted. Other people who probably read the books are like, yeah, I wouldn't trust them. Okay. So it's like, what do I do?
Cool.
What's next?
What is next? Let it see.
Dun dun dun.
So you got the Grandmaster, Grandmaster, not Master. Grandmaster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's treating... Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Allison, or she had a cut on her arm from last week during the riots,
Yeah.
and when she and Helena, they barely made it out safely. Barely. So he was treating her wounds and everything. And then shortly after, she asks Sir Rickard to take her to the Kingswood. I think, was it Sir Rickard, he was formerly like the head of the Kingsguard, I think, wasn't that? Like in season 1 before he lost his position to...
You said you didn't remember season 1.
Yeah, but I remember him specifically, like, he kind of told... I think he told Aegon off, and he basically, like, lost
Oh,
his
gotcha. I do remember that.
And he gave the position to Cole.
I'm going to be honest, I can't remember these names in Westeros.
The only reason I remember the name was because they said it in a recap thing.
Whether it's like Game of Thrones or whether it's House of the Dragon, I can't remember these names.
Yeah. So she goes off into the woods to, I guess, have her, moment to herself to kind of...
She's kind of like reflecting.
Yeah, because she's basically lost everything, or at least all of her, any kind of power, or...
This is like Jesus to the wilderness.
Yeah, and it's funny because somebody described when she was in the water as like she was kind of bathing, baptism. So that is, and with her being a very religious person, it kind of like makes sense with all the imagery that they're going for.
Yeah.
Her wearing the white, or no, it was the light blue, and then also that being a color that she wears often, even though her house color is her. The High Tower, their house color being green, which she does wear prominently, but then when she was younger, she would also wear blue a lot, and even now.
That was more of her, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for?
Innocence?
I guess, yeah.
Or her...
Before she kind of just goes straight religious.
Yeah. So... what did you think about that? Like that whole sequence with that? I mean, it wasn't a very long sequence, but I don't know if you.
Well, it goes back and forth to it. I didn't really think much of it. I didn't think much of it. I didn't know what she was doing. I didn't catch on to.
Yeah. I didn't either initially, but.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's like one of those things to where you just watch it and you don't know the symbolism. You don't catch the symbolism going on until you maybe watch a video. I'm not somebody who's... I'm too busy just trying to enjoy.
Yeah, you're trying to get the plot. You're trying to figure out what's happening. Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
It'd be really long episodes anyways and late at night, so, I'm not the one to do these Easter egg things.
Yeah. Gotcha. That makes sense.
So,
next you got, Aemon, he sends the members of the Kingsguard to wall those two guys that were friends of Aegon. So yeah, and that part was that was also kind of like a fairly quick sequence. You're just kind of seeing this happen from the POV of what's going on in the tower. Pretty
much, yeah. You're more focused on what Larys and what's his name?
Jasper.
Jasper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more focused on like what is happening to them, and that's kind of like in the fourth like background.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And what are they talking about? It's actually pretty important.
Basically they're talking about it's because Larys is the Master of Whispers. Jasper is telling Larys. Am I saying that right?
Larys.
Anyways, the Clubfoot guy. Basically, that somebody has claimed a dragon.
Yep.
Sea Smoke. One of the blacks from Did they say it was actually or did they just say, just somebody claimed a dragon? I don't remember.
I think they just said somebody had claimed sea smoke.
Okay.
Because if it was like a random wild dragon, then I don't know if it would have been as much of a thing, but I don't know.
Okay.
It still probably would have gotten word to people like, oh, we see somebody riding a
Yeah.
unidentified dragon. But I think if they were able to identify it, then that makes it even a bigger deal.
Okay, so basically, that's basically what he's saying, and Laris is basically saying he's not really too fond of Aemon.
Aemon, yeah.
He's not too fond of Aemon right now, so he's trying to really, as we'll get to later, trying to cozy up back to Aegon.
Yeah. Aegon's more easy to manipulate than Aemon.
Yeah.
Aemon sees right through it, especially from their interaction last week,
Right.
last episode.
Right. And basically, so Laris is basically saying, it's best not to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Which we don't know if it's going to bite them in the butt or not.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to see.
We gonna see.
Because the finale is next week. But basically, I think to bring it back to Aemon, I don't even think they did any, which is crazy because I thought they died in the riot.
Oh,
They were the last thing that you saw was the fact that they were getting beat up. So I just assumed they died. But
wait, who? Oh, the two.
yeah,
Kingsguard guys.
Yeah.
Those are the same ones. I didn't realize.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but yeah. So I don't even think they did anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I just think Aemon just wants to get rid of anybody who was cool with Aegon.
Yeah.
Aegon. So he's trying to weed out all the people who were with Aegon.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, they're going to the wall.
Yeah.
So, but if you can remember, I don't think the Night Walkers are out yet.
You mean the White Walkers?
White Walkers. Yeah. I don't think they're out yet.
But the Night's Watch has been established at this point, has it? I'm assuming.
I don't think so.
I
think it's just wildlings that are out there right now.
So they haven't established the Night's Watch. So if they send him to the wall.
But what I'm trying to say is,
mm-hmm.
Remember when Jace was up there?
Yeah.
So it might be a good thing that it might come back around that they're up there because he could have killed him.
Yeah.
There's a reason. There should be a reason why he sent them to the. So maybe they might come back in some kind of way. Something bad might happen in King's Landing. I don't know. I'm not saying. I'm not trying to jump around spoilers or anything. But I'm just saying it's quite interesting that Aemon didn't kill him.
Yeah.
He's a lot like Daemon, and Daemon be hitting people real quick, as we'll see.
Right.
So, I don't know. I thought it was interesting that he didn't kill him.
Yeah. So that was interesting. We'll see what transpires out of that.
I didn't see the black guy though.
What black guy?
There was a black guy on the King's Guard.
Maybe he got away.
Or maybe he died.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't remember. Anywho, what's next?
We got Rhaenyra showing up on Dragonstone, but Jace is having a meeting with members of the council, so Rhaenyra doesn't end up showing up. And so at that point, I think, and I might be jumping the gun, but Rhaenyra then has a meeting with.
Yeah, I think in the same time she's talking with Mysaria.
Yeah.
About.
Well, what to do with Dragon Riders, or how to get more Dragon Riders.
How to get more because she still has. Who's she have?
She has.
I guess maybe 2 others.
You mean two other dragons that
Mm-hmm.
that need riders? Yeah, there's Vermithor. And
She might have more that I don't know about, but
There's that at the minimum she's trying to get riders for
um,
Vermithor and Silverwing.
okay. So she has 2 right now,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of illegitimates.
illegitimates out there that have Targaryen blood who, according to what happened earlier, there's a possibility that, at least in her mind, that one of them or multiple of them have the opportunity to claim one of the dragons.
And if another nobody kind of claimed whatchamacallit,
Yeah,
how many?
Sea-Smoke.
Yeah, how many other people?
Yeah, so she's basically like, hey, let's throw this at the wall and see if it sticks.
Pretty much.
So hey, this worked this one time. That
So I think
didn't
she's
expect.
basically
Yeah.
sending letters through her. What do you call it?
not whisper, but the
Because it was passing through a lot of people.
Yeah, it was. And then the lady in red, Alinda.
Something like
I mean, I
that.
see she spread the word about there's like illegitimate.
I want to know more about this woman because she's playing important parts, but it feels like they're not doing.
She's not really a character. She's more of like just a figure at this point.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna give her more stuff to do, but or is she just gonna keep just sending letters?
Yeah.
Them?
Yeah, but she's doing important work.
She is. That's it.
So we got her. She's doing her thing.
And if you remember, Adam, I think Mysaria gave something to Adam, and he sent. It was wild, but Adam sent a letter too.
Oh, okay.
She gave one to Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Adam's the bald-headed, right?
Yeah, Adam, or no. Adam is the one with the locks.
So Alan.
Alan's the
Alan.
one.
So Alan was the one Mysaria gave a letter to,
Okay,
and he gave it to somebody, I guess.
gotcha.
Maybe the person with the fish.
Mm-hmm.
Not important, but what's next?
So I skipped a bunch of things, but it still connects to, well, in terms of like, because we're getting to the dragon riding part, but I forgot the whole sequence with Corlys and Adam, that whole part I missed that. So
Oh yeah. So basically, Corlys is congratulating him without really congratulating him.
he just says, "Well done." That's the big.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me, like if you have like a dad or a
Who
father
has
figure.
a favorite?
Oh, I wasn't even gonna say that, but just someone who, like, I think a lot of dads or a lot of men in general just don't know how to really communicate with a lot of words. So even when they are
He
proud,
communicates a lot with Alan.
Yeah, interesting. But even though that's his, I think. But also, don't
He's
they
showing
work?
favoritism to one of them and not.
But they also
and
work together, and he saved his life.
He knows, but the point is, he knows both of them are his sons.
Yeah.
And he's just like, good job.
He does. Yeah,
That's
a good point.
about it.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of a jerk move. But anyways, that's all you want to say.
I mean, yeah. There's nothing too much to say about that.
It's
I wonder
kinda
what.
straightforward.
Yeah, I wonder what Adam was kind of thinking in that moment, because I know he looked nervous, but maybe it's because he never really felt that like connection with it. 'Cause I don't know. Does Adam? I'm assuming Adam knows that that's his father, and
They both know. Yeah.
yeah. So, but there's still probably that like sense of like he probably feels that he has to prove himself for
I guess, yeah.
his father's love or affection, even though, like, I don't know if that's even something that
He cares about.
he cares about at this point.
Nah, that's, if I put myself in my shoes, if he kind of shunned me like that or treats me like that, I would kind of be like,
Yeah.
But anywho,
So this whole sequence, I skipped over a really big sequence. Oscar Tully in the Riverlands.
you don't really like that sequence, anyways. So
It's not that I didn't like it. It was confusing. It was confusing.
you don't be paying attention to that.
We're not talking about me. We're talking about the show.
I'm just,
Talking about the show.
and we're talking about you and the show.
All right.
But anywho, it's very. Harrenhal is. This whole segment has been getting on a lot of people's nerves. Just been a long, drawn out kind of thing. But I guess even though it's a lot to follow, and it seems like Damon is not doing anything, I feel like it's a lot of growth. It's going to turn into something big.
Probably.
So I guess we just gotta wait for when it, because I feel like it's like, oh, that's not important, and then you're just like, wow, that actually did come around. There was actually a reason for that, instead of just dragging it out. But maybe I don't know. But we can skip that if you don't want to talk about it.
No. It's important.
But
No, because, I mean, Damon, even, like, I thought it was kind of, I think because there have been parts where I would zone out in earlier sequences in
and I do
Harrenhal.
too, you know.
So when it led up to this, I was like, I guess I was thinking, oh, maybe there'd be like a more climactic moment. It did feel climactic because it was like a standoff between Damon and
they really
Oscar.
don't like each other.
But yeah, they made it very clear. Like Damon made that very clear from early on that he did not like him, and they, but
I think what it is it's kind of like when somebody younger than you is trying to tell you what to do. It's kind of like that. I feel like he feels like he doesn't know, like, even though, he is like the head of whatever, he's still a little kid.
yeah,
At least in Damon's eyes. So he doesn't really have respect for him, I feel like.
yeah,
Kind of wet behind the ears.
yeah. And I think Damon doesn't really like kids like that in general.
Not even his own kids.
Well, that's a different story. But
That's a whole nother, yeah. But
Yeah.
still, you don't.
yeah, you don't really like kids. So yeah, that was the whole thing. He kind of had to make a tough choice, even though it didn't seem that tough in the moment. He was like, it was weird because the guy who was loyal to him, he ended up having to. So
Yep. And I like the way it cuts it. He swings, and again, another thing with the camera work, where it stays on his face for a while before going to the next scene after the deed is done.
how do you know the deed was done if it didn't show it?
It was implied.
Yeah, it was. But how do you know? It didn't show it.
He did.
Most likely.
But anywho, what's next on the agenda?
I feel like we're just going off a list. Like,
We are. You got a list right there.
I mean, but never mind. I feel like we can give the illusion that we're flowing.
We can try.
We can try. Anywho, let's keep talking about this episode. Grandmaster Ormond tries to help
Maester.
I keep saying Master. Grandmaster.
Maester.
Grandmaster Ormond. I'm probably mispronouncing his name.
Probably.
He tries to help Aemon walk, and then
Mostly
Larys,
because Larys wants it.
yeah, Larys also is trying to kind of wiggle his way in. Yeah, I mean that's
He definitely a little finger.
very much so.
But what's crazy is I actually found, I won't say I liked Littlefinger, but as a villain, he was quite entertaining.
Yeah,
Larys,
he's very
I
villainous.
could really care less.
Yeah, I think if we're comparing villains, Game of Thrones villains were definitely way more villainous. Where I feel like with the villains in Hot D, they try to make them more sympathetic. Even if I wouldn't say that Larys is sympathetic,
I guess so. Yeah,
but it's not like he burned his brother alive, so I'm not saying he's.
still, yeah, I see what you're saying.
But in comparison to the horrible things that the Ramsay, the things that he did, the things that Joffrey did, no spoilers, the things that Cersei did, it's like, bro, they don't compare at this point, because we're still, we're on season 2. I mean, we're almost done basically at the end of season 2.
Yeah.
So we still got
next week.
Now is next week, but we still got some more tape. We still got more. Yeah. I think there might be 2 more. I think they plan to do 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm. I think so. That's
a hot D. So we'll see where it goes from here. But yeah, so yeah, they try to help him, and he's still struggling.
I can't watch those scenes.
Yeah, he's struggling.
I guess that's great acting, because I can't, and great makeup.
Yeah, it is good.
Prosthetics and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can't stand watching him.
Fantastic.
I look away. But
yeah, so then after that, we kind of already talked about we didn't talk about this actually. That Corlys tells Alan that Adam got sea smoke, and then he mentions that it's a possibility that you could get one.
Did you see his face? Like, wow. Because there's certain moments where it reflects on his face that I didn't notice while watching it.
Oh, I didn't notice.
We'll get to it. But yeah, it seems to figure that he might reconsider.
Interesting.
But I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah. So we got
It just shows that he might envy his brother.
Interesting.
Even though it seems like his brother envies him, especially the attention that Corlys gives him.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but basically tells him he got sea smoke. And there was more to it, to their talk, but I think basically he was saying, what's the wording he said?
I don't remember.
Or sea. You wrote it down?
I did not.
Anyway.
Sea versus fire versus air. Sea versus. Yeah, I didn't think. Well.
Anyways.
So then we got Rhaena. Her whole sequence leaving. Is it Jane Aaron?
Yeah. I don't like her.
Yeah, you really don't.
She's just so smug. And the way she talks to Rhaena is just like belittling.
It is.
It's just like. But anyways, they're basically still setting some stuff up.
Yeah.
Which I don't think
we don't really have to get into.
Not really.
Yeah, but Rhaena's she's kind of on her own path, on her own journey. So rooting for her.
She really wants the dragon.
She does.
So, we'll see where that gets her. But
Yeah.
there is a so-called dragon. We haven't seen it, but it's burning up a whole bunch of sheep and stuff like that. So yeah.
So then we get, this is a pretty pivotal scene. We've got Jace and Rhaenyra. They have a pretty intense conversation.
Yeah.
An argument about just kind of, there's been a lot that kind of been unspoken between them, especially like
who their father is, pretty much.
Yeah, whose father is.
Yeah.
And it's like Jace he pretty much explicitly says that, like, you know, you've got with Harwin, is it Harlan or Harwin? Harwin Strong, and that he knows about the rumors and
like
how
this is the
like
first
him.
time that he's actually talking to his mom about, you know,
first time they've actually explicitly,
even though they all, like, everybody knows.
Everyone, which is, it's kind of one of those things where even though that's not I'm not saying that's every family story specifically, but there's always those things with family that are like those things that are just kind of like not really spoken, even though it's something that everybody kind of knows, or that people either within the family, maybe not the main circle, but like people outside of like your immediate family, they may, you know, talk about certain things, but then people even outside of the family are also, they may talk about certain things, but then within you as the actual family unit, y'all don't really discuss like, oh, there was this whole thing that happened and nobody even talks about it. Like, it's like, hey, this is your actual dad, and y'all just act like, oh no, this is my dad, and it's like, nah, I mean, you clearly look like him.
I think we get it.
Yeah,
but
kind of ranty, but
yeah.
But that whole scene, it kind of shows just how, like, with Jace, he's really concerned about his future, because it's like his legitimacy can come into question if now all of a sudden all these dragon riders are popping up who have Targaryen blood. What's to say that one of them is going to try to take the throne, and even if, you know, they are successful in defeating the Greens.
Yeah, so he's pretty much wondering if because he feels like the only reason why he has legitimacy is the fact that he has a dragon. So now that these normies are getting dragons, it's like he feels threatened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Rhaenyra tries to, she does
comfort him.
She does, I guess, empathize. With them, but she's still like, hey, this is what's gotta, you know.
I mean, you gotta realize this is her only play.
Yeah.
So
getting the dragons is
all she got, because the Greens are more land based, and then of course there's Vhagar. That's their one dragon. It's Vhagar.
Yeah.
And he's so huge, you need all the dragons. It's she.
Well, no, they got I thought
Sunfire dead.
I know Sunfire's dead, but I thought, Helena doesn't have a dragon?
Yeah, but do you see her riding then?
She's not really a
dragon rider, though.
Yeah.
So
or
I don't know. I feel But anyways, what's next?
So then you finally get Hugh. He wants to be a dragon seed, and he has a discussion with his wife, and the wife is like, "Nah, because we already lost." They lost their daughter.
They never said how.
Yeah.
She was just sick, I guess.
Yeah. So she doesn't want to lose him as well. So she's basically trying to beg him not to go, and he's like, "I got to do this," and he goes. So yeah, he answers the call that Rhaenyra makes for the Targaryen illegitimates to pull up and try to claim one of these dragons. So he goes off and does that, and then some stuff goes down. Oh, before that though, the Dragon Keepers. So they.
You forgot another one.
What did I? What did I forget?
White. The comedic one.
Oh yeah, Ulf. Yeah, he has this thing in the bar. Was it a bar wherever he was at?
Yeah, it's a brothel.
Brothel. Okay. And what exactly was he doing over there?
Basically, he said a lot of things to his friends, but but he's very coy about it.
Yeah.
So basically, now when the time is, he was bragging up the whole time how he had Valerian blood in him, and I forget who.
Valerian blood or Targaryen blood?
Targaryen. See the names. But basically, he was talking all this talk, and once the call comes by, it's like his friends had to talk him into, It's basically a rallying point for him to go off as well. But he's very coy. He doesn't think. He's very scared, I think.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't. He's like, maybe it's real, maybe it's not, but yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah.
So now
we got
the Dragon Keepers.
Dragon Keepers. They are not fond of this idea that Rhaenyra has, as far as trying to get the illegitimates to claim the dragons, because the dragons in the culture of Westeros, and especially with the Keepers, they are very kind of like spiritual beings to them.
Gods.
So yeah, gods to them. So they see what she's doing as essentially an abomination.
Yeah.
Because there's a pure bloodedness that you have to have in order to even potentially claim a dragon.
Yeah.
From my understanding. So they're like, nah, we're not going to support this.
What's the problem is, it's a lot of people that are very confused about how to claim your dragon.
How to claim your dragon sounds like a movie.
It's how you train your dragon.
I know. That could be the sequel. I mean, they already had 3, but they can.
We get your point.
Yeah.
But basically, they pretty much dip. We don't know where they go, but they said, "Forget this. We're not doing this. We're not going to be a part of this." And they're pretty much knowing that, because they're the ones that sang the hymns and kind of calmed. There was a whole ritual, but they had the whole ritual for the other guy, and he still got burned alive. And the other, there's about 2 people that died in that one. So, but yeah, anyway, but they pretty much dip on Rhaenyra, and Rhaenyra is basically telling all the, basically the cost that you could pretty much die or you could get a dragon, and it's a lot of them, and there's only 2 dragons, so. Basically, they set base, basically bring up Vermithor, right?
Vermithor, yep.
Brings up Vermithor, and it's got this thing to where she's standing right here facing the people, and Vermithor is right behind her. And some guy with a weird face comes up to try to be the first one, and it goes from there.
Yeah, and it goes as one may think it does not go well.
I'm not gonna lie, I muted this. I knew it was gonna be a massacre, so but I just was like, yeah, I guess I gotta do a video. So I guess I gotta watch it, but I was very scared for everybody. Majority of these people are gonna die. So
yeah.
yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was it the majority? It was at least half.
It was hard to say. It was dark,
Yeah.
and everything was all over the place, and it mostly focused on Hugh for the most part.
Yeah, and another lady who Hugh actually
She got lucky.
saved. She did get
Plot
lucky.
armor.
She did get lucky.
Plot
But
armor.
I don't know if that was plot. Well, maybe. But it's also interesting, even before then, the
Wolf
fact that the
got plot armor.
yes, the fact that the guards would not let them go through, like when
Yeah.
they tried to run away.
Some got through though.
Some did, but it was very much like, very much seemed like is this a ritual sacrifice type of thing?
I would
Only the
have
strong will
started
survive.
swinging. I don't care. I'm getting through.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
getting through.
Rhaenyra, you knew. I mean, it's kind of like from after last week. I think she kind of became almost desensitized. Like, this is what's got to get done. Like, hey, if,
She's starting to get more savage.
yeah, starting to, because it's like, hey, if a few of my distant cousins have to go for the sake of the realm and the crown,
They
then
knew what they were
so
getting
be it.
themselves into anyways. And she got them to agree to the waiver.
It's like you signed the dotted lines.
You signed
your
you
life
know,
away. You signed a 360 deal.
They knew what they're doing,
It's your life.
It is what it is.
It's tragic.
You know?
Tragic.
But at the end of the day, I guess Hugh is with another girl. Not like that, but basically Vermithor is about to eat her and basically gets... Well, wait, hold up. Because before that, like, Vermithor is basically sniffing everybody, going above everybody, trying to get a whiff of, I guess,
Yeah.
who could be his next rider. And then it was like, kind of like, oh yeah, things just go off the rails.
Yeah, which is crazy because I think when watching it again, that part, he does give a whiff of Hugh at that point.
Yeah.
Even before.
But I don't think he notices who it is.
Yeah.
And then when the girl is about to get ate, Hugh is definitely like, hey, here I am trying to distract the dragon.
Yeah.
And we don't know why. Maybe it's his courage. Maybe, he smells something. But,
Yeah.
basically it's like you're the one, pretty much. Yeah.
I think in this case we were supposed to believe that it's his courage.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that it's when you find out from the next thing, which I know I might be jumping the gun. I don't know if I am, but
It doesn't matter.
with when we cuts over to Ulf, I think he's kind of going through his own pathway, and he stumbles upon Silver when he steps on her bed. It was like where
Did you write it down?
yeah, it was
You didn't
nope, I
write
didn't
it
write it
down.
down. Well,
It holds all. It's the thing that holds all the eggs, pretty much.
yeah.
And there was 2 of them that we saw that were in it, and he's lucky as heck that he didn't step on any of the eggs.
He stepped on the bed part. He stepped on the covering, but he didn't step on the actual egg.
And then here comes Silverwing right behind him.
And he's terrified, but
he's terrified, but he's not running away. He's not. He's just kind of like, oh
he
yeah,
kind of just accepts what's going to happen.
pretty much. And he later finds out, oh yeah, because the dragon just nudges him and nuzzles him pretty much. But yeah,
And so
I think they're playing him for more comedic, even though it's not outright funny, but
yeah, he just seems more of a comedic, less serious of a character.
to lighten the tone, pretty
Yeah.
much. And then it cuts to a meeting.
Yes. But even before that, though, just one small note that somebody who was kind of breaking down the episode, said that the reason, so obviously it's a completely opposite interaction between the way Ulf claims Silverwing and Hugh claims Vermithor, and somebody had pointed out that Ulf might be the grandson of Silverwing's former writer. So I don't know if Silverwing's a he or she, but she may have noticed his scent, and that might have been what ultimately was like, oh, you're familiar, that, so you're good.
Yeah.
That might have been it, if they're going with that route.
People just guessing right now.
Yeah.
So.
So then now the next scene, Aemon's having a meeting with, I forget who.
It's Laris and the other guy.
Yeah. Just made me realize I don't think Kristen Cole was in this episode. Was he there at all?
I don't think so.
But yeah, so Aemon's having a
Maybe
meeting.
briefly while what's her name's about to go to the woods, but that's about it.
Okay.
That's the only part I would think you'd be
Okay.
in. But no, not really.
Yeah.
They ain't really need him.
Yeah. Just
Do we
something
really want to see Kristen Cole?
See, people love to hate Kristen Cole.
I mean, he's got a hateable face. Unlikable.
Anywho, Aemon, he sees out of the window, he sees a dragon.
Well, he basically hears everybody screaming dragon.
Oh, yeah.
And then they try to kind of do, like, talk and still have their conversation, but, he ends up going to the window and seeing Silverwing and Ulf flying, and he's basically, definitely, it was, I would say, like comedic kind of thing, because he's about to fall off, and looks like it's about to fall off and stuff. So basically, Aemon gets Vermithor, who's in like the woods area because she's
Vhagar.
so big. Vhagar, oh my god. Yeah. Anyways, and she's in the woods area. So they fought. Basically, Aemon follows Silverwing to the. Yeah, Silverwing to the Dragonstone, and then basically says, "Nope, have this."
Turns back around.
Yui turns around, and basically you see the coolest shot where it's like it's 3 dragons, but we're kind of wondering. I think one of them Silverwing, whichever one's the red dragon. I want to say Vermithor.
Vermithor is the biggest one of the 3.
And then we got Cyrax, Rhaenera's
Cyrax is
dragon.
gold, right?
Yeah, Rhaenera's dragon right there. So there's 3 of them, but she really had 4. But it's just, cool seeing Rhaenera like, yeah.
Yeah, waiting for you. I don't know if it would have been better to, because it was I was like, oh man, this is a cool way to end the episode. I was wondering like if it would have been smart to just like ambush, or I mean they were kind of waiting for. I guess they were waiting for Vhagar, because it's like no single dragon can win 3-on-1, even if
But
Vhagar,
at the same time, I don't think he turned around at a good time.
I think he did.
Yeah.
He did. I was just wondering from Rhaenyra's point of view.
I think at this point we know they're not going to kill him so soon.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
So yeah. So just based on plot, yeah, they probably weren't going to ambush. But yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been smart to ambush.
Yeah. And it also lets him know like, hey, bruh, you gotta bring it, because we got more dragons than you.
Yeah.
So it just kind of sends a message, even if they don't actually engage.
Yeah.
So.
And then, let's say Vagar just comes out killing all of them, then now they're left with nothing. So at the same time, do you want to risk it?
I don't think she would.
Yeah.
Realistically, would not be able to make it out against 3 dragons. Even if she did, she'd be badly injured.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, would you risk it
For you talking about for Aemon?
for Rhaenyra? Would you risk it?
I don't know.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. Well, actually.
Put in the comments if you would risk, ambushing Vagar as she's coming, or if you would just do the little standoff thing that she did. I don't think I would ambush.
Probably not, because also they don't know if. I guess the only thing is because it's no longer the element of surprise, because it's he turned around before he even got super close, so now he's on the defensive, so it's I guess I'm thinking about it in terms of if they were in a middle of a battle and they didn't know, and on Aemon's side they didn't know that they had 3 dragons just tucked away, and then they just came out of nowhere.
They also got more.
They got
more. So it's not like she's kind of flexing right now. So,
yeah.
So it's a flex.
It's a flex.
Anyways, it was a good. I feel like
It was a good episode.
I don't know, man. I'm liking every single episode.
Yeah.
Season 1 and Season 2, there's not really a dry episode, at least in my opinion. So, finale's next week.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, yeah. Post comments down below. Let us know. What was your favorite part of this episode? And put in the comments.
Let us
Like, share, subscribe.
comment. Tell your dogs. Tell your cats.
Your dragons.
Your guinea pigs. Your goats.
Alright. There was a goat! I forgot.
There was a goat.
There was a goat. But we're not going to get it.
Yep.
Anyways. But we will see you on the next one.
See y'all next time. Be safe out here.
Alright, man.
Peace.
Later.